So please unmute.
Exams are all done.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So, yeah, welcome. Now let me hand over the geography part with you guys. Correct? I've already started one geography chapter.
No.
Not yet. And first lecture. Just tell me then which chapter. I'll tell you. First, take out the geography textbook and tell me which chapter is going to be in your second portion, so that it is easy for me to. Landforms, just a minute. I'll just cross check with you guys. Earth as a planet is complete.
Yes.
Grids and latitudes, rotation and revolution, Earth structure, landforms.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. We have written much.
No.
That's why it's done.
It's okay. Rocks,
Done. Yes.
volcanoes,
Yes.
here in UT.
Yes. Yes.
ये क्या ये दोनों ही बोले बाकी लोग ने ये था कि नहीं था?
Yes.
Earthquakes.
Still cards.
Okay, so I will start with earthquakes. So you can put the heading.
Sir, there is chapter 18.
I know. In some branches I've started with chapter number 4 and 5. That's the reason. So everyone put today's head and write the heading as earthquakes. Come on. Then postmortem. Jल्दी डाल date and people are seem to be absent or all are they? Who told you? How many do not have this chapter in their school? So no idea. Are you from the same school as you? Hey, Jyoti se beta. Dekho jara. मतलब school में भाई इधर बैठो. Vibgyo, name of the school. You know the full form of Vibgyo? The school का नाम इतना बड़ा है. Hey, listen. Then you wanted to teach weathering. I don't have an issue. I will continue with the earthquakes or weathering, whatever you ask me to do. Weathering is sure. How about other schools? She says it has not been informed. Any other school? We say no to this chapter.
This is also there, weathering is also there.
That's good. He's like me. This is also there. That is also there. No idea. This is there. You learn. Everyone is saying yes. You are the only person. GK. GK नया subject नहीं है, general knowledge. Okay. Now you tell me earthquakes. How do I explain? It says, sir, it is your headache to explain. It is our headache to listen. Natural?
Natural disaster.
It's a natural disaster. That's correct. Is there a man-made earthquake also? So man-made earthquake.
Natural.
एक मिनट she will say. Natural है. Man-made है Janvi. Confirm. It's like the most solid rock dancer dancing on the stage. So the entire stage. Can you call that as an earthquake?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. But except the stage, no one is going to shiver. It's like I remember teaching some students not here in UT, some other public speaking बताता. तो एक लड़का उठ के बोला सर पब्लिक में क्या बात करने का सर वो अपना बात करेगा मैं अपना बात करेगा ऐसे रहो बुद्धू public speaking मतलब in front of the pub हाँ अच्छा ऐसे बोलो. What is the first symptoms that you see? Sir, our hands and legs are trembling like anything. And I want to speak many words, but कुछ भी words मुंह से बाहर नहीं आ रहा. And everyone is looking at me as if like a crocodile. I prepared for 3 days, but the speech was of only 1 minute. And what did you do? Half a minute में पूरा speech बोल के. And what is they did? They clapped like this. That better. Then I say stage fear means like Janvi is trying to explain man-made earthquakes. When I get up on the stage, you understand? Others fear. It's like you're a principal. In between the wonderful function, Punjabi Bhangra dance ready खड़ा है public पूरा makeup के साथ तुरंत आपका principal आके कूद गया बच्चों I need to speak only 2 words आप लोग बोले thank you निकल he will speak at least for the next 15 minutes हाँ it actually happens correct
On Independence
and the
Day,
dancers अच्छा Independence Day sorry हाँ
she was saying, going on saying, it 15 minutes went, and after that, children only started clapping.
अच्छा फिर भी नहीं गया so it's like the teachers are the natural born sorry sir आगे का word censored है मैं नहीं बोल सकता so as she was trying to explain the word earthquakes we say we have 2 scales we measure one is a Richter scale and other is Mercalli scale आप बोले तो कौन सा scale है मुझे क्या trembling of the earth outermost part what is that crust how do you feel the earthquake sir very bad इसमें अब क्या है ना in fact there are 3 waves of the earthquakes one is P waves S waves and L waves what is P wave stands for primary S wave stands for and L waves or the length waves long waves P and S are the original one then we say something called as epicenter exact 90-degree line where the earthquakes originate is called as an epicenter till now there is no concrete evidence or there is no concrete device which can measure which can forecast so exactly 15 दिन के बाद है ना earthquake आएगा खारगर में और उसका एपिसेंटर है हीरानंदा और उसी दिन सर ने इधर 3 टेस्ट लगा दिए और बोले जाके मारने का एंड बेचारा सुपर इन्विजिलेटर आया है क्वेश्चन पेपर लेकर आया है ना and by the time the before the test starts you are putting a WhatsApp madam today I am not going to come and madam is also क्यों अभी 10 मिनट में मालूम पड़ेगा so what is that 10 minute gap for मैडम अभी देखो धरती नहीं हिला तो मैं भी नहीं क्या धरती she is little bit curious कुछ नहीं मैडम आप 10 मिनट के बाद मुझे व्हाट्सएप करना फिर नीचे लिखा रहेगा जिंदा रहेगा तो जिंदा रहेगा क्या बोल रहा है अरे भाई हमेशा हमारा कौन चूसता ना अभी देखो so I can say floods are there I can say even volcanoes are but आज तक there is no measurement the measurement is done but there is no forecast in fact there are 3 tectonic movements ये दोनों कौन सा movement चल रहा है 3 tectonic movements due to which earth trembles what is the meaning about trembling shivering shaking I don't remember any of the students nowadays that is shaking when the teacher comes with tall velvet all taken it there हमको याद है हमारा ज्योग्राफी टीचर इतना ही रहेगा मेरे ख्याल से not even she is 5 feet in our college we have done 12th level we had practicals also but the way she used to lecture अच्छे से अच्छा student हिल जाता the voice she used to have and then we had a 6-foot teacher और उसका voice एकदम freaky and पूरा college हंसता था it's like there is a character in Robin Hood you know Robin Hood stories there is a character called Little John but वो Little John का height कितना था 6'2" but Robin Hood ने उसका नाम प्यार से रखा Little John I don't know whether you have seen that you might not have seen it's a very old ad there was an ad of a cement where a burglar comes into the house and he's trying to break the wall and get inside the room and फिर एक छोटा लड़का आता है अंकल मैं ना अपना पप्पी को बुलाऊंगा बोला रे तेरा पप्पी को क्या अंकल देखो हाँ मैं पप्पी को बुला And puppy मतलब उसका घर का elephant. And it comes and puts a huge sound. बोलते कौन है? यही हमारा puppy है. प्यार से हम puppy बुलाते हैं. Means the elephant strength is to the wall. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So earthquakes are not new to you and me. Is it new to you? Sir, अभी तक हम लोग गए ही नहीं तो फिर new ही है. शायद आपने भी नहीं देखा रहेगा. We say Maharashtra or Deccan Plateau was considered to be very stable. You understand the meaning of the word stable?
Yes.
There was no movement, but there was one earthquake. I don't exactly remember the year. The place was Latur. Latur had the most devastating earthquake. There was a place in Gujarat called Bhuj. There's a movie also of Ajay Devgan where earthquake has happened. 2 days, 2 days before, they were diamond merchants, the richest car. And 2 दिन के बाद उसके कार तो दूर, उसके हाथ में एक प्लेट कटोरा भी नहीं. Seriously, earthquake ने सब कुछ demolish कर. So the next thing that you should ask, sir, what are the causes? Some are natural, some are man-made. I think man-made आके जानवी explain करेगा. Any of you say natural causes?
Tectonic, the movement of tectonic plates. Volcanic.
Volcanic. Even volcanoes and earthquakes are correlated. You accept? Sir, I can say volcanoes have happened because earth is shaken. Or volcanoes have made the earth structure unstable. So nobody asked me the meaning of the word tectonic movement. Anybody can tell me how many tectonic movements?
The collision or
Collision.
collision of water.
Collision. Water. Oh my God.
And
Now, who can tell me the 3 tectonic moments which causes earthquakes? This is the most important and the basic reason. Come on.
Okay.
That is same. Let me see, at least with the diagram, are you able to pick up? So this is the first tectonic moment, which 2 gigantic plates coming together.
Collision.
Converging. ये नहीं किया. The second movement we say again 2 gigantic plates, but this time they are not moving closer, they are moving far away from each other. Nahi, divergent. Just a minute. You just go and run behind me. जब तक ऊपर नहीं चले जाता. And the third one, come on. This called as transform. A transform, neither it moves closer nor it moves far. One is slipping over the other. If this is the 2 plate, both the plates are like this, but one plate suddenly moving down. So the rumbling movement here, it causes. I'll be giving you time to write. Just understand. So the first question comes, can we avoid earthquakes?
No.
Can we reduce the losses?
Yes.
How? Sir, उस area से ticket डाल के बाहर भाग जाओ. No, we can't do that. There was a place, there was not. There is a place in America, California, Florida, called San Andreas. Isn't it? So sorry, my purposely word pronounced wrong. It's San Andreas. The most devastating earthquake. 9.1 se 12 tak dekha hai. Entire city went into deep trouble. If anything above 5.7 on a Richter scale, it's considered to be very serious. In fact, the tsunami which was caused in India 2006, I think 24th and 25th December, it traveled all the way from Sumatra and Java Islands. Where are these islands? The answer written, where it was earlier. It is in Indonesia, Jakarta. It took 9 hours to travel to India. 9 hours. I can show you the pictures. The waves were of 50 meters. You understand 50 meters? It's close to 6 and 7 story building. And it was one gigantic movement. People who ever have seen such movement, they did not bath for the next 6 months. Seriously, what a movement it was. So this is what we are saying the earthquake has proved. What is that earthquake? Beneath the ocean, the two converging plates have made that tsunami. One plate was trying to get over the other. So the thrust, you understand the word thrust? Just push the water in such a huge, the waves cannot give pardon to anyone. You understand pardon? Pardon wouldn't put in a chel, mere sir. The waves are as good as it is coming to you. The problem, when it is receding back. What it is receding? Taking you everything along with it. Kahan ja raha? Chal mere sir. It's like one of your friends is dragging you to a movie. नहीं तुझे आना ही पड़ेगा. तो देर के बाद मालूम पड़ा वो तुझे पकड़ के लेके जा रहा है और वो तुझे मूवी अच्छा चल टाइम हो गया. So we always believe that earthquakes are one natural disaster which has changed the shape of the landforms found on the earth. Do you accept? Some landforms already existing, destroyed. Some landforms are created new. Some are gone where nobody knows. Whatever it is, we have to learn to live with the nature. If your area has fallen under the epicenter, or we use one more geography word, anybody knows that? It is called a seismograph. What does that seismograph mean? It is that graph which measures the intensity of the earthquake. And how many scales we are going to use? One, sorry, it is the Richter scale, which is very popular, and other is the Mercalli scale. Both are going to this, I think it is 1 to 9 something. This is 1 to 7. But here, this is not very popular measure, but Richter scale is the most popular. How do I measure? They have a small drum-like structure. This we have made it in our school days as a working model, fixing a motor, and a white paper was tinned here. And there was a sharp pencil which was tied. And when this vibrates, that starts rotating. And you can see the Richter scale making diagrams like this. Correct? So this is up and down the vibration. Japan and China, especially Japan, experiences this as a very frequent. They do not have any fear of tsunamis or earthquakes. Although every alternate week or every 1 or 2 months they get it. So what is the best precaution you can do? Always go under the table. Table le do, under the bed. Because something falls on your head. Never make use of an elevator. Never make use of a lift. Try to run down the building if there is a fire. Fire is on the 5th floor and you are running to the 9th floor. Will you be saved? Because fire will have earlier only. And if there is on the same floor, you have to wet a cloth or a turkey towel or whatever. Wet it and try to wrap it on your face and move, because that poisonous gas might suffocate you. In fact, we have one part of the subject called as disaster management. You know what is disaster management?
Yes.
Where students are taught practically if there is an earthquake, if there is a volcano, if there is a person who is having a heart related issue, what is that we give them? We give them CPR. You know what is CPR? You have to count 1, 2, and 3 and give them 30 beat, not beat. Make the heart work once again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it not. But then at least you are giving what is that? First aid. So this whole chapter is going to explain you the meaning, the types, and the distribution along with causes. Absolutely clear. So let us write the meaning. Write down earthquakes. It is defined as AF. Earthquakes are defined as tremors. Tremors or shock waves below the surface of the earth, below the surface of the earth, causing, you don't write answer. Okay.
Tremors or
The shock waves, I've written on the top. If you want to write, write. Since you said you do not have it in the exam, that's the reason I'm saying. Tremors or shock waves below the surface of the earth, which causes rumbling. You understand rumbling? Or, the shaking of the earth's crust. Shaking of the earth's crust. Second line, definition is done. Huh? Second line. These tremors are not understood as movements. Tremors alike, movements alike. Since they are caused by the stress. You understand the stress? They are caused by stress that breaks the earth's crust. Stress that breaks the earth's crust. Now read both the lines and tell me if you have any queries. Then we have the next small heading. I'll directly get causes. But if you still have a query, please ask me. Hey, here there is one girl now. What's her name? Where is she? I know that. That's where she's absent. Or कुछ who's from her school? और कौन absent है? आज आया था school में? And पूछा नहीं क्यों नहीं आया था? कल जाके बोल सब लोग से inquire. Okay, now put the heading causes. Who else is absent? Because I see there are more students here. Boys, one more boy. Take it, we'll come. Causes, point number 1. Earthquakes. Hey, now you do write this word. This is what I say to other batches also, but do not follow it in the exams. Huh? When you start writing earthquakes, every time you write like this. Or वरना ऐसा लिखो. That is easy. समझा? EQ. Short form for earthquake. Earthquakes are primarily caused, point number 1, due to plate tectonics, that is IE, that is movement of gigantic plates. You write hyphen, converging, divergent and transform. Bracket में या hyphen में लिखो. Converging, diverging and transform movements. And converging means coming closer. Diverging means going away. And if you want, you can draw the picture. If not, you understand. Converging, diverging and transform. If you want to draw it and please understand this because this is very important. Oh, I have shown the arrow like this. Next, second point. It is also caused by the strain in the Earth's crust. By the strain in the Earth's crust. Causing shaking of the surface. Next, earthquakes are many points only. How come in between the points there will be one heading? Sudden movement along. Do you understand the meaning of the word fault? Fault, cracks, सब एक ही है, but smaller, bigger. Fault, cracks.
Sudden movement.
हाँ, वो fault लिखा है देखो. Cracks.
They are sudden movements along. Along.
Fault and cracks of the Earth's surface, leading to large-scale destruction. Leading to large-scale destruction. Next. Volcanic eruptions. Am I going fast or shall I reduce the speed? What is it? Volcanic eruptions are also one of the prime cause. Volcanic eruption is also one of the prime cause of earthquakes. One more sentence, same point. Both volcanic activity and seismograph. Did I write the word seismograph on the board?
Yes.
And seismic occurrences. Seismic. SEISMIC. Are you seeing? Seismic occurrences are interrelated. Next. Internal horizontal and vertical movements due to, this is a word you have to understand, I'll explain this also, due to compressional and tensional forces. I'm careful with the word, look at the board, you'll understand, I'll explain. Leads to earthquakes. Anybody can distinguish what is compressional and what is tensional forces? This is horizontal, okay? And this is vertical. आपको पूछना था मैंने लिख दिया. Now in this room we have columns and beams. Which part of the room is column? ये column है, okay?
नहीं ये कॉलम है ये बीम.
ये तो wall है, column किधर है?
ये मतलब
See.
बीम मतलब किधर?
Wait, let me ask the last one. Yes.
कॉलम पता है बीम पता है.
क्या?
बीम मतलब किधर?
Others. Future engineers, come on. हमको क्या करना? Generally, horizontal is a beam. अब ये है इस रूफ का बीम ये है, and ये कॉलम है, ये जो कॉलम है. Have you seen buildings before it is constructed? उसके बीच में तो ये जो तू बोला ये वॉल है, ब्रिक्स बना है. Normally, horizontal takes the compressional forces, and tensional takes the vertical tensional forces. If I remove this, do you think only column can withstand the weight of the roof? Come on, sir. हम लोग helmet पहन के नहीं बैठना. If I leg this and leave the, what do you call that? Remove the column, then also it will fall. I don't know how many of you understand the human skeleton and body structure. Suddenly biology come on. Biology में कुछ तो skeletons के बारे में कह रहेगा ना? Which is the longest bone in the human body? From the knee to your thigh. And which is the smallest bone?
Ears.
Ears actually वो bone भी नहीं है. It's more like flexible. हाँ sir, उसीलिए मम्मी की The only part where there is no bone, that is our eyes. Correct with bone? Is there only sockets there? Give the socket and if I want to create a human being without a skeleton, yes, sir. Waxman, it's impossible. It's like an English proverb. We say, "Do you have a spine in your body?" Without which I cannot be a human being. I will be walking like this. So what is that English teacher wants to ask you? मेरे पास कुछ तो correct रहेगा. बहुत बड़ा है spine, है ना? So I say these both the forces are acting within the Earth's surface. If I want to show what is compressional, I'll say these are the correct, and the movements are like this. आपको लगता है कि no sir, Earth is very stable, it is not moving. But is it stable? Is it highly unstable? Little bit unstable. I don't know whether you have watched that Munna by MBBS movie. The first part I watched all the way in BT, and that was the first day, first show. And I could see the theater was as big as the crowd was double the theater. And my small niece, my sister's daughter, now she's a big girl now. I was trying to get the ticket from downward trend. You understand? I rotated some money like this and gave the fellow. And ये लड़की तब मैं ले रहा, अच्छा इसी को black ticket बोलते हैं, बोले चुप बैठ वरना public दोएगा. Somehow I got pulled 2 tickets and then went in. The theater was laughing and bustling. In fact, I have the good habit of visiting the washrooms first. अच्छा है कि नहीं देखने के लिए. Even in a flight, I was listening to theater. So I remember those who ever went inside the washroom during the interval, they did not find time at all. Full houseful. अभी कहाँ से उतना छोटा सा? आधा movie start हो गया, पता नहीं आधा क्या किया, लोग भाग के आए. तो मैं पहला आधा घंटा पहले भाग गया. So I am putting all this example. If you see that there is that Mr. Taklu fellow, he says, "This is my hand, stable, बोलते ना, rock solid." But if the same hands does the surgery of my daughter, what is this trying to say? It might shake. It might do. In some of the geographic chapters, some people are saying the population of the weight might not take what the rate we are growing. They say by 2025 to 2027, if the population multiplies the same way as it is doing now, they say the earth will subside. You understand what is subsiding? Sir, मतलब हम रहेगा मतलब कितना तो weight उठाएगा? It's like someone is digging deep for a dam construction. Sudden tremors. So if I explain volcano, I think volcano is completed, is it? I explain very simple. The weakest part of the earth crust through which the molten magma is thrown out. Instead of the molten magma coming on its own, we are making the pillars of the buildings deep down. शायद आपने देखा कि नहीं देखा है, whenever the tall buildings are made, the basement is going deep. Foundation. How much deep we are going? Are we not exposing the earth's surface? Yes. So always remember, this compressional forces are which forces? Horizontal, and tensional forces are vertical. Even this might instigate earthquake. Like the causes are many, but yeah, the result is only one. What is that result? Laws of men. I said this person is a wonderfully hard-working student. Causes may be many, but what is the result? She always talks to me. So थोड़ा हमारे बारे में बोलो. We always have the habit of envy. Sir, उसको मेरे से ज़्यादा marks क्यों? But वो नहीं सोचेगा कि उसने तेरे से ज़्यादा, वो मालूम ज़्यादा कैसे मिला. It's like 2 burglars getting into one of the house room and trying to inject the toothpaste with poison. He's a very rich man, old fellow. So the next morning he gets up, paste, after 15 minutes he will die. Very dangerous poison. They've injected, they came up. The next day also the old man was walking busily in the lawn. Then they went in how did he brush up? He removed his top cassette and small cassette down. Put in it. You understood?
Yes.
And he was brushing it hardly with the Hindi song. Yeah, chalo. मैंने बोले यार पेस्ट में डालने से पहले पूछा नहीं इसका ओरिजिनल था कि कैसेट लगाया है. Understood what I'm saying? So we always believe the causes for the earthquake are many, but who is the ultimate loss? The human beings. I don't know how many have watched a channel in Hindi cinema called Colors. Colors है channel? I think जानवी कोई बाकी लोग नहीं देखते. तो बहुत लोग बोलते सर हमारा लाइफ में क्या कलर है, सुबह उठेगा तो स्कूल का, शाम को तू आ जाता है, हमें चेंज वेरी नॉट. In between one lecture you are getting free. एक लड़का बाहर बोले वो है ना नीचे गिर गया बोलता एक्सीडेंट हो गया, और चलो वे हुर्रे, उसमें से एक बेचारी लड़की पूछ रही जिंदा है क्या, हमारे जिंदा है, अच्छा ठीक है बेचारा. अगर किसी ने बोला गया अरे वाह परमानेंट छुट्टी. So they say the earthquakes have caused such tremors where the people have not recovered. Did I say the Bhuj earthquake? The people have not recovered. There's one beautiful movie in Hindi called Lagan. If you have heard about and seen, the movie was directed and produced by Amir Khan. The entire movie was shot in that village only, Bhuj. I think अभी एक OTT platform में अजय देवगन का भी एक movie है ना Bhuj करके, and that has telecasted that earthquake only. But वो भाई साहब थोड़े ने ज़्यादा बीच में सब लगाया है. But it is okay. So earthquakes are highly dangerous for whom? Human beings. Is it okay? So let's continue. क्या हो गया बीच में इसका स्टैंस बदल दादी माँ की तरह बैठती कभी. Good. Right up. So did we do? Then we write earthquakes are also caused due to man-made activities like construction of dams, testing new construction of dams, testings of nuclear explosions, mining, like construction of dams, nuclear explosion, mining, and blasting of rocks. Example, man-made mining and blasting of rocks. Example, Koina. We have a Koina dam in Maharashtra. Everybody knows.
Yes.
Which part of Maharashtra? I'd gone to that place. Not for me, but my college का हर साल trip रहता है. And हम सब professor लोग को लेके जाके उधर हम लोग 3 दिन डाल देते. Right now, Koina earthquake in Maharashtra. Koina earthquake in Maharashtra was caused during Koina. Yeah, how do you pronounce it in Marathi? Same word. Koina only. Because I go to Satara first time, one full day, nobody was talking to me. Because whatever they were talking, I couldn't understand the word of the Marathi. I speak Marathi a little bit of Futa, but their Marathi was totally different. Second day, जो मैंने start के मस्ती, nobody wants to talk to me. Like यार तुम्हें बसा तुम्हें इतने चलते तो मेरा दोस्त लोग इतना हंस रहा था. सर आप छोड़ो सर मराठी में, मैं मराठी में बात करूँगा. And they were all asking, काय तुम्ही अरे तुम्ही बसा इकडे बोलतो मराठी. The 3 days of the college picnic, not a picnic, it was some work we have to do there, but it was fantastic. Then next time जब हमारा excursion trip गया ना तो उधर के गाँव वाले बोले ते अलग ही कुटे तुम because they enjoyed my speaking. हाँ नहीं उन लोग तो और जोर से भी हंसा. What is that one thing that I made it? I will not speak in Hindi. I will speak in Marathi only. But many of my colleagues were saying, "नहीं sir, तुम हिंदी में बोलो." We will no. I will speak. क्यों? महाराष्ट्र में born हुआ है. But some of the colleagues are saying, "तुम बहुत मर्डर कर, छोड़ो सर, ऐसे कर कर सीखेगा." I remember going to Kerala. We are from little bit of Tamil Nadu in Kerala. My chechi was with me, my sister. I remember one of the vendors, he doesn't know Hindi. Normally Kerala, every people speak Hindi. But he was not knowing. And I purchased one temporary SIM card from him. And it did not work. अभी मुझे वो SIM card देने का, भाई साहब ने मुझे यहाँ पे 400 या 500, अभी नहीं, बहुत पुराना टाइम था बात. Now I want to return to the SIM and I want to get my 400 or 500. अभी हिंदी में बात करेंगे तो definitely he will not take. उसका local language में बात. तो चेची ने बोला मैं तो नहीं आएगा, तू जा भाई तेरा. I think next half an hour we both were talking. Means whatever I was saying, he was asking me 3 times. Sir, again. बोले क्या तुझे मलयालम नहीं आता? मैं कितना अच्छा बात करता हूँ. बोले हाँ बहुत अच्छा बात करता है, but मुझे समझ में नहीं आता. So why I'm giving this example, when you go to this Satara place, I think Maini and Masurni and some deep, we have this dam. So when this dam was constructed, they were digging deep foundation, but earthquake happened. Why earthquake? Because they dug the wall deep. Are they exposing the earth's crust? Yes. As if you have put 10 bags over a small, what is that in crackers? A Lavangi bomb. Lavangi. And slowly and steadily we are moving that bag one after the other. Suddenly it will explode. So this is what has happened under a coin. Means already there was some tensional forces. But what our engineers have done? They've dug deep. So let's make. Okay, was caused by the construction of the dam in a seismic zone. Was it 1960? So I've covered, I think, big 3 pages of
example
the was occurred during the construction of Koinana bus. I would love people to read and then ask me any queries. Or if you want me, we can also read. Then there is a small paragraph called anatomy. Actually, a biological word, anatomy, is it? That we will read. Come on, everyone's having to read. Everyone is having a volume. Whose volume is this? You do not have a volume. Why? Where's the textbook? So where I come? How about you? Having? May you join with him? Anyways, put the camera hand. How about you? Are you join with him? Or you come here? Come and read either the textbook or the volume. And come back to me with any queries. If I get some videos of the earthquake, that also I show you. The causes of the earthquakes. I didn't ask you to talk. Who is that person talking? Because Marathi Manus has to be put in some. Hey, you are from which part of Maharashtra, man? You are from where?
Kokan village.
और फिर postal address भी बता निकल जा. Kokan में Vijay Durg. And Kokan they have good agriculture, na? They grow rice and wheat everything. But मैं जिस area में गया था only चना ही है. वो सातारा में कुछ भी नहीं grow होता.
सातारा कोकण में क्या?
हाँ मालूम है, इसलिए तो बोल रहा हूँ. तो ऐसा बोला जैसे कि महाराष्ट्र का डिटेल्स मुझे मालूम नहीं है. बोलूं क्या मराठी? Shall we speak in Marathi for next 5 minutes? कौन सा language है? बोल. नहीं नहीं महाराष्ट्र में बहुत सारा language है but मराठी नहीं है.
नहीं मराठी का अलग-अलग
Dialects बोलते हैं उसको. Dialects.
डायलेक्ट्स
क्या है? बोलना जरा.
मालवणी रहते हैं,
कोंकणी रहता है.
घाटी रहते हैं.
वो तो मुझे भी आता है. कोली रहता है, हैं? और कोली भी रहता है. नहीं ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. कौन है जो आगे से बांधता है और पीछे से खुला रहता है? अग्री खोली. मुझे अग्री खोली. Okay, leave it now. I'm going to get the videos for you for regarding the causes of the earthquake so that you understand. Hey, you are having 3 papers, na? Marathi, Sanskrit, and I heard Hindi. And you're allowed to take any of the paper.
We don't have Marathi.
Oh, what is that? No, I think that's for the what do you call it? The the CBSE. They have the choice, as I heard. Which one?
Indian.
What did you take?
Indian.
Wait, being a Maharashtrian? That's very sad. If आप लोग अगर मराठी को आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा तो फिर मैं आएगा.
It's a good person.
No. If I tell one comedy, you will laugh. I remember not now. I used to be an English teacher initially. So I remembered I started my career when I was hardly 16 and a half. 17 भी नहीं था मैं. age. So I remembered for 2 days the Marathi teacher was absent. And unfortunately, I taught Marathi to one of the batch. संत वाणी भी मैंने पढ़ाया है बच्चे. सोचो. संत वाणी का तो translation नहीं मिलता था with great difficulty. But I remember there were chapters like बिन काटे अच्छा गुलाब, मी एक विदूषक. इसे मैंने पढ़ाया है. तो स्टूडेंट बोलते हैं सर तुम ही महाराष्ट्र चुपचाप सुनना भाई क्या महाराष्ट्र तुम ही. तो मेरे टीचर उधर कहते था ना सर आप मराठी भी अच्छा पढ़ा लेते सर चुपचाप बताओ ये 4-5 दिन कैसा निकाला मुझे ही मालूम. हाँ, I had taught man.
What just happened? Did we just experience an earthquake?
Yes, man.
But why does this happen? And what exactly is an
Please
earthquake?
understand this.
Earthquakes are caused by release of energy that generate waves which travel in all directions, causing the shaking of Earth's surface. What exactly is this energy?
Right.
What waves? What's shaking of Earth's surface? This is so complicated. Well, calm down. Let me explain everything.
Calm down means you have to sit like this lady. Yoga pose.
Earth is not just one piece. It is
Right.
made up of chips of
क्या word बोला हिंदी में?
around 19 to 20 pieces, which are called as tectonic plates. These plates are placed on a hot, partially molten layer of Earth's mantle.
Everyone understands the tectonic plate.
Why do you think that continuously moving?
हाँ, अच्छा हो गया.
They are moving as you are watching this video.
The
The
plates.
plates move around 1 to 10 centimeters each year.
Now, if I tell you each year, imagine in 1 month how much it might have moved. Not even 1 inch. Correct? Centimeters, not even inch. So they say every plate has a continuous movement, either close, what is it known as?
Conversion.
Either far away, slipping down,
Transfer.
always remember this. ये बच्चे क्यों उधर बैठे? इधर आ जाओ ना, आप यहाँ इधर आ जाओ. You are able to see me? हाँ इधर आ जाओ. She is always alone. Don't worry. उसके क्यों क्यों?
But don't
Don't
worry,
mind him. It's
not all these
Lollipop
movements can be
plus.
helped by us. Sometimes these movements are extremely strong and can be felt like a
So if I
long
say
fight.
you, this is the seismic zone or this is the seismic focus. If I say ये exact ये epicenter. Seismic zone how much it is creating? अभी ये उनका main center है. यहाँ से मैंने एक line draw किया ऊपर लिख रहा है. This is called as epicenter. समझ में आया? So whoever stays in the zone of epicenter, they might have felt the earthquake very bad. And who are very far away, they might have felt something. I was in my, I think, 11th standard, I'm not very correct. And we were playing cricket. Not even few seconds, I remember. Everyone that we were playing felt something, vibration. हमको लगा electric shock ही लगा, but ground में कहाँ से electric shock? And everyone started playing. And I was aggressive cricketer till my degree level. And then I came to my house as before my dad comes from the office. एकदम हाथ मुंह धो के चुपचाप बुक लेके बैठने का. That and dad पूछेगा पढ़ रहा है तुमने तो क्या तुमको क्या लगा क्रिकेट थोड़ी खेल नहीं मैंने सुना मैं नहीं था वो दूसरा कोई लड़का था. So I was seeing the news channel where flashing that Mumbai has experienced light tremors. Tremors. Hammer कहाँ से आएगा तेरे सर पे? So tremors means, and they said it was hardly 3.1 in Richter scale. So that's why we didn't. But एक second क्या ऐसा लगा, right from the feet of the toes till my head, one vibration. That time I didn't understand that it was an earthquake, but then they did. I don't know if you have heard about a nuclear plant called Fukushima. नाम ही है तो चाइना में ही है किधर ही तो. The earthquake happened there and the nuclear reactor tried to wither away. You know, nuclear reactors are very dangerous. Next in Hamara society, we were in Bombay that time. They were removing cylinder and the other things and trying to run away. Like Fukushima ka plant mein, मतलब Fukushima की तरह करके पीछे. Sir, आप nuclear radiation, हाँ कल तक नहीं आएगा, वो आज ही आ गया. Pilot क्यों नहीं बोला cylinder के साथ भाग? Means you know what are nuclear radiations are? It might spread in the air very quickly. And you don't know if that part of the nuclear substance touches the skin, it might come out within few minutes. And if you don't do the first aid or the treatment at that time, this will not heal till your death. I don't know, in science teacher, there is a disease called hemophilia. So turant mera dost ne kaun sa pee liya? Sir, hemophilia. One, if you make a small cut in their body, the wound will not heal quickly. मतलब एक छोटा blade में भी उनका body में cut पड़ गया ना, the bleeding will continue for hours. So they are called as doctor's risk. तो उनको बोला जाता है कि blade वगैरह कुछ भी sharp substance हाथ में ले. So that is why earthquakes become dangerous when it affects which zone? A nuclear reactor. Do we have a nuclear reactor in Bombay? Do we have it in Navi Mumbai?
No.
Do we have it in Mumbai? No. Do we have it in Maharashtra?
No.
There is a plant called Tarapur. That's above a station, and we have it in our own area. And जहाँ से हमारा पूरा schooling and हमारा colleges हुआ. It is called as BAL. What about Baba Atomic Research Center, Anushakti Nagar, Chembur area. And this is that Homi Jahangir Baba. Suna hai inka naam? He is the person who has invented the atomic power plant technology, nuclear reactor. And if you remember the second Prime Minister of India, who was he? Lal Bahadur Shastri. Who was the first Prime Minister? Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi first Prime Minister. एक मिनट में क्या कुछ नहीं होना. Yes, dear. You know the first Prime Minister? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. This Lal Bahadur Shastri, after India-Pakistan war, was called to Tashkent, the place in Russia. That's the movie. ये same producer director ने बनाया जो उसने कश्मीर फाइल बनाया. अभी दिल्ली फाइल से बना रहा है. और फिर महाराष्ट्र का उद्धव ने बोला बॉम्बे फाइल्स भी बना. हमारे ऊपर फिर नवी मुंबई बोलेगा नवी मुंबई फाइल्स भी बना. चुंगम के साथ तू निकल तो देखने देना भाई तुझे क्या. So we always believe that earthquakes are highly dangerous because it might make the electric lines fall. It might make your railway lines crisscross each other. Some part of the road has gone deep in dungeons. कार आके रुका है और जाग के देख रहा किधर गया रोड गया अंदर. So the dangerous effects of earthquakes.
It brings you under your feet, or it can also destroy an entire city. That's called an earthquake. The earthquake occurs in the lithosphere region of the earth. An earthquake generates underneath the earth, and this releases the energy across. The point at which the earthquake occurs under the earth is called the hypocenter, and the exact place above it at the surface of the earth is called epicenter. The most horrifying earthquake recorded to date was of magnitude 9.5 out of 10. This happened in Valdivia in southern Chile in 1960. Another one that happened in Japan in Tohoku region was of magnitude of 9.0, which happened on March 11, 2011. This earthquake caused massive and enormous damage and destruction and took nearly 16.
I think when I was abroad, I saw some pictures. This is nothing. So why? You come to Dharavi. It's like in Singapore when the Malaysian border they burn the trees. Singaporeans are so mask पहनेगा, ये बांधेगा, filter लेकर आएगा. But then we walk freely in the road, and they ask me क्या है? हमारा body में already filter है. How? तू कभी बॉम्बे का ट्रैफिक में फंस जाए. So what does it mean? बोला पूरा ट्रक का पूरा बदबू हमारे मुंह पे. And we don't feel, how? I really felt one Singaporean को एक दिन पकड़ के हमारा local में ऐसा घुसाना चाहिए, है ना? Then he will be crying for his life. But अपना मुंबई करना उसको अंदर लेकर जाएगा ना बाहर लेकर जाएगा. Because they are very much proud of their एक छोटा सा 4 डिब्बे का ट्रेन है उनका, जिसको लोग MRT बोलते हैं, Mass Rapid Transport. And one of my Singaporean boss told me, our trains no motorman. हम लोग फिर किधर भागता है? मुझे लगा वो सारा उल्लू बना रहा है. सचमुच वो ना आगे ना पीछे कोई भी मोटरमैन ही नहीं है और गाड़ी आ रहा है और जा रहा है. It is controlled by some satellite system. ये तो अजीब है. फिर अभी इसके खिलाफ कुछ बोलने का ना. तो I said, Mumbai local? No, I didn't see. तो कभी आके देख. एक तो हमारा 12 डिब्बे का गाड़ी है ना? ऊपर से आयन का बना हुआ. बट हमारा पब्लिक उधर से फैन ट्यूबलाइट सब उठा के लेके, और इनका सिर्फ 4 डिब्बे का घूम गया. जैसे हम लोग को बच्चे लोग को ट्रेन लिखा था ना, एग्जैक्टली वैसे ही, बट नीट एंड क्लीन हो. दैट इज डिफरेंट. ऐसे ही आएगा और पब्लिक लाइन में जाएगा, लाइन में आएगा. और ऐसे सब नहीं, हमको ऐसे चढ़ने का, जंप मारने का और उतरने का. एंड वन गुड थिंग, इट इज ऑटोमेटिक कंट्रोल. दे हैव 2 doors क्लोजिंग. पहला जब आके MRT रुकता है ना, वो अंदर का डोर बाद में खुलेगा. पहला जो रेलवे प्लेटफॉर्म का डोर खुलता है, उसके बाद अंदर का डोर खुलता है, तब पब्लिक जा सकता है. अभी सोचो ऐसा ट्रेन अगर मुंबई में आता है, ऑलरेडी वी हैव मेट्रोस, बट मेट्रोस में मैंने वैसा सिस्टम नहीं देखा. जब ट्रेन आके रुकता है तो वो सिर्फ उनका ट्रेन ही उनका ही खुलता है. बट सिंगापुर में हर स्टेशन में 2 एंड इट इज सो नीट एंड क्लीन. एक छोटा पेपर भी नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज विद इन द बस और विद इन द ट्रेन यू आर नॉट अलाउड टू ईट ड्रिंक एनीथिंग. इट्स अ पनिशेबल ऑफेंस. बट मैंने बहुत बार बर्गर मैकडॉनल्ड्स से लेके गया, कोने में बैठ के मैं खाता था. मेरा फ्रेंड बोलता है एक दिन पकड़ेगा, मतलब छोड़ देखा कि हम मुंबई का है, कुछ तो कचरा फैलाने को. I didn't do it. I put it in my bag only. So why I'm saying this, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, they experiences this, and the entire island has gone. Malu, smart fellow. Marathi manus aise hota hai. Tambaku kiske? Arey. You press it.
It's called epicenter.
Did I say epic? Just hold on. Just hold on.
Horrifying
Acha gaya. Chhod do.
earthquake recorded till date was of magnitude 9.5
San
out of
Andreas.
10. This happened in Valdivia in southern Chile in 1960. Another one that happened in Japan in Tohoku region was of magnitude of 9.0, which happened on March 11, 2011. This earthquake caused massive, enormous damage and destruction, known as seismic waves.
So look at this is the Richter scale.
Geologists use a device.
How this is marking
the waves,
the drum and the paper, and there is a spin.
Waves. These waves are known as seismic waves, and the device is called as seismograph. The earthquake events are scaled according to magnitude of the shock and are known as Richter scale. This magnitude relates to energy released during the earthquake.
So this scale is takes of the energy released, and there is a pen-like thing which is marking Richter. I have written as Richter.
Is
spelling is
expressed in
mistake.
absolute numbers. 0
So always remember.
Where is
Look
0?
here, it's very easy. If the Richter scale is saying 0 to 2, barely sense. 5 to 5.9, moderate earthquake. 6 to 6.9, strong, and more than 7, major earthquake. So the numbers are between 0 to 7. That is what Richter. Mercalli is different.
In the lowest, where people feel nothing, and 10 being the highest that can
It
create
goes up to
severe
9 and 10.
destruction and loss of life over a large. In order to know more about earthquake, let's jump to the simulator. We can see on the screen is the inner core of the earth, and then we have outer core, mantle, and crust. The inner core, as the name suggests, is the innermost layer or the central layer of earth. It is like a solid spherical ball in nature with a radius of 1250.
Okay, I'll stop it here. You take your break, 5 minutes. At least you got an idea what is the earthquake all about. So next time, can we meet with a positive? Huh? Yeah, no, sir, yes, sir. So we will meet in the next lecture and we'll try to complete this chapter. Okay, thank you and good night.